This is a video that was taken at the Trimble building in Westminster, Colorado. I had an opportunity to go out and learn about the augmented reality camera on excavators, Earthworks. This is the camera on the front of the machine. It's mounted low on this one. Other cameras have been mounted up higher on the cabs. You can see the smaller camera right out on the front here.
So I'm going to show quite a few different ways to use this. I'm going to show you with a design that Trimble already has made, that's already been built. I'm going to show you with that. I'm going to show you how to build infill designs and configure it all. In order to calibrate that sensor, that camera on the front, the tablet with the gear, if you come down, you can see not far from the very top there's the Calibrate AR camera. So in this Calibrate AR camera is a 4-step process. We'll go through that process right now. It'll show you here the 4 different ways to do it. Basically, if you read through it, it kind of explains how we're going to do a high and then some different angles right here to calibrate that camera. You always have the little eye in the corner there that you can read using the camera. But once we read through it, step 1 of 4, we'll hit next. In here you can see those 2 different dots at the top right here for position 4. What you do is move it up, move that cutting edge up. We have the tilt rotator on here. You don't have to have that on there. Try to get that as flat as possible, and then move it up till you get up to about that line right there. Then what you can do is you can take these and move them over. It's a little bit of a game. You can fine tune it by hitting these buttons right here. You can kind of see how you can touch it just a little bit to fine tune it. Fine tune the camera. You can see on that corner and that corner. Once you're there, you hit set. Once that one's done, hit next. And then down at the bottom, it's kind of hard to see. There's a line down at the bottom. We're going to bring it down and pull it in until we get right at that line right there. So we will drag this corner over. We will drag this corner over, and not everybody's going to have a tilt rotator on there, but once we've hit that corner right there and that corner, we'll set that one. Second position set, we'll hit next. We'll move it up, move it out, repeat that process. Kind of fine tune it. Set the third one. Then the fourth one is going to be higher, but I'll extend it out there a little ways. It's a little challenging to kind of see it, but once you hit that last one, we go ahead and save that. Hit save. Now that that calibration's done, you can see on the main screen here the actual, we'll show you different views here, but an actual view is required for this. So that traditional, if you touch and hold on the screen, you can go to change view. You'll see that now there's one in here that's called video. So I mean, you still have your other options in here that are traditional, but we have an actual video one that you have to put. So you can still go in here, do 3D. These other ones you can change in between that. So once there, again showing you change view, once that one's on video, we'll go to the split screen one right here. So video, and then this is the 3D option. We can still check it, run different views. On this view right here, if you come back to like this one, there's this little eye in the corner right here. Once you hit that is where we change the transparency from what you see here. So that grid line work, the grid lines, it's kind of hard to see with the snow out here, but those grid lines stay no matter what, but the transparency is changing that sandy background. So 100% basically covers up anything that's underneath there. The cutting edge option right here, if you turn that off, if you look at the bucket kind of closely, there's no line on the bottom. You turn on cutting edge, it shows that line on the bottom right there. That's all that does. But the transparency can be changed right on the main screen right there. So with that on, now you can see with this design that Trimble has out here at the Westminster option. So they've got a slope right here. Once we put that down on the slope right here, we got a vertical offset of 0 in there right now. You can touch the screen. You can see the transparency and you can see the bottom of the slope. Now this screen you cannot zoom in and out on because it's the camera option. The camera option does not allow for the zoom. You can't even toggle it around and move it around, but you can leave these other views on to still run different views to see what's going on. You can still run the 3 right here, so you could run cross the bucket right there. We can change this one to let's do profile on that one, and then this one we can change to video. So you can play around with the different views to still be able to see where things are. We can turn on the autos with this machine. I won't do that right now, but anyways, the transparency, once again, you don't have to see the whole entire thing. You can see just the grid lines. This green crosshair line is that traditional green crosshair that's on there on Earthworks. We can go in and actually turn that off in the layers option or the stack of papers. We can turn off crosshairs right there. So that green line is gone away. It's kind of annoying if you've got other lines on there, but the transparency is kind of cool. If you had it about half and half, you can still see, or about there, you can still see the existing ground. Full percent obviously just completely gets rid of it. So whatever options you need, so we can go ahead and run it down that slope. We can still be referencing our other options here. Pretty cool to run it down. Let's turn that all the way up now, just so you can see it with that option on there. So it kind of, I would think it would really help if you had a scenario where we're trying to actually see what the design looks like in real world, which I know in the 3D option on here, you can still see that, where we've got, if you've got it set to 3D, you can still see that, what the slope is actually doing. But just an option, because if we look down that slope there, same option, right? You can see the slope here, you can see the slope there. That back to that. That on maybe halfway, kind of see.